Hello, family. This is your friend Kenesha, and welcome to another episode of Momentum Monday. That's right, this is an opportunity where we are going to start off our week charging up, excited, ready to go, learning how to transform ourselves so we can do a forward acceleration throughout this week and have an excellent week. Remember, we're talking about transformation. The word transform means to make a thorough or dramatic change in character, form, or appearance. Remember, when we're talking about this notion of transformation, we always want to start with ourselves. Remember, we change you, change the world. I change me, then I change my world as well. So we want to keep that in mind. And we are in a brand new series. We're in season 3, and this is called, the new series title is All I Do Is Win. You say that. Go. All I do is win. I'm going to say to you, all you do is win. And then all we do is win. So our specific title or subtitle for today is No Fear. Check this out. K-N-O-W, fear. What did you just say to me, Dr. Kenesha? That's right. I want you to K-N-O-W, fear. Remember, last week we talked about overcome internal self-defeat. And we talked about all of this negative self-talk that happens in our mind. Well, this week we're talking about we want to know, to get to know fear. So let me read to you the definition of the word fear. It is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. So when I'm in fear, normally that seems to not be a good thing. That's how people typically generally look at fear. So then why would I want someone to know it? K-N-O-W, know. I get to know my friends, or I get to know someone new when if I'm new on a job. Why would I know fear? Here's a couple of quotes that I love. This one, the first was by Eleanor Roosevelt. She says this: "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you think you cannot do." Wow. She said, when you stop and look fear in the face, it lets you know that you can go on. To me, that sounds like knowing fear. And I can remember times in my life where I had to go through that. I've shared with you before, I've gone through a divorce many years ago. But I remember during that season how I did not want it to happen. And I was so fearful of what was on the other side of that divorce. So I did not want to, listen, I did not want to K-N-O-W fear. I wanted to N-O fear. No fear, eliminate it. But at the end of the day, I had to go through it. And I survived. Go figure. Here's another quote. This was by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Here's what he says: "He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life." So every day, Ralph Waldo Emerson says I should be trying to conquer a fear. And if I'm not doing that, I'm not really understanding life. What does that mean? Essentially, we should try new things. We should stretch ourselves. We should get out of our comfort zone intentionally. And when we do those things, of course fear will come, but it's okay. So there's an article called Humankind's 10 Most Common Fears. And here are a few of the things that we as humans tend to fear. Here's one. There's a social phobia. That means people get nervous when they're around other people. Extreme introverts, of which I am not. When I was growing up, I'm sure my family, my siblings were like, you talk too much. You talk to everybody. Can you just be quiet? No. So a person that has a social phobia, they do not want to typically be around other people, or if they are around other people, they get very nervous and they're typically very quiet. Here's another one. Fear of heights. Who's ever gone through that before? Anybody out there? Have you ever been on a roller coaster at Magic Mountain, just maybe, and you were ascending to the top and you thought, why did I do this? What was the point? Have you ever intentionally gone up in a tall building, and as you were going up in the elevator, and let's just say you could look out of it and you saw the city grow smaller and smaller, and you thought, why did I do this, right? Those are all examples of a fear of heights. Here's another one. Ooh, fear of bugs, snakes, or spiders. We're just going to skip through that one. We know that typical people have fears of that. Here's another one, fear of flying. Now, we know that there are hardly any plane crashes, but yet and still there's some people, and I would venture to say a lot of people, that there's something about that takeoff or if there's turbulence in the air, because somehow we're concerned about flying, but really we're concerned about dying. But that's a valid fear. And here's another one, fear of the dark. Now, what's in the dark is exactly what was in the light. So why are we fearing it? And then how many times did something happen to you in the dark? Now, I know things have happened, but probably not many to you and I. So why do we walk around with this fear of the dark as if turning the lights off would make, our couch get up and walk towards us? It doesn't work like that. So when we want to embrace this notion of fear, it's healthy for us. So I loved Twilight, the series. And the vampire in Twilight was Rob Pattinson. And so I want to read an article from him, because I thought it was it was very apropos to what we're talking about. So this was an interview for Willie Gassette's Sunday Sit Down. So it says Pattinson became very transparent and real about, listen to this, how he struggled with anxiety right before he auditioned for new roles. Now, you would never think that of him, but he did. So let's go on to see what he says. It says, I used to get so paralyzed with anxiety before auditions, said Pattinson. I just couldn't do anything. He said for years, he tried different methods to calm himself before he was going on to perform, but to no avail. It says the only thing that ever worked is just to use that anxiety as a charge, said Pattinson. Then it goes on to say the 33-year-old actor learned how to take hold of his fear, right? He began to know fear, K-N-O-W, fear. He began to take hold of it so that it wouldn't, this is good, so that fear would not take hold of him. So what do you need to take hold of out there, family, that's taken a hold of you? What area of fear do you need to grab and know it? It says Pattinson said he would really grip hold of it and use it as energy, which now turned to enhance his ability to perform. And the final thought from Pattinson. He says, you build everything from anxiety and fear. So if you have tendencies for anxiety, I'm sure we all have some fears, right? But if you have heavier tendencies, this works for you as well. Know it. Know how you are. And then take that energy, that momentum of fear and anxiety, and use it to catapult you in the different direction. So we'll be coming from our book today, Chase the Lion again. And I'll just read a short excerpt from Chase the Lion. It says, you can run away from what you are afraid of, but you'll be running the rest of your life. It's time to face your fears. Take a flying leap of faith and chase the lion. Family, we are going to win. All I do is win. But one of the things we have to do on this trajectory of winning is to know fear. It's part of life. It's going to happen. It's going to come. But guess what? We're still going to win. all day, every day. Remember Papa John's book, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So whether I lost the game, I still win because there's something that I learned. Hey, this is your friend Kenesha, and I want to leave you with this thought. How are you going to intentionally know, K-N-O-W, your fear and embrace it? Because it's part of life. I love you. Have a great day.